We want to determine whether this is linear or nonlinear. Okay, now when you talk about whether something is linear or not, that means that every time the x goes up by a certain amount, the y is going to go up exactly the same amount all the time. Now if we notice here that each of these goes up by 1, so that's constant all the way through. So if it's linear, that means that the y values should also be increasing by the same amount. So these are going up all by 1s, these have to be going up by the same amount. Because remember, the slope, we talked about this earlier, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1 for this example is actually always going to be equal to 1 all the way across. So this is going to actually be constant. So now y2 minus y1 has to be the same all the way across, because if I have 2 points and I want to determine a line, that means I can pick any 2 points and I'm always going to end up getting the same slope. So if I get a different value for y2 minus y1, that means that it's not going to be linear. So what I need to do here is I need to take this minus this one. So negative 3.5 minus 6 I'm going to do first. So be careful, it's minus a negative 6 there. Then I'm going to do these two pairs, the next two. This would be this one and this one. So negative 1 minus negative 3.5. And then I'm going to do 1.5 minus negative 1. And then I'm going to do 4 minus 1.5. Now if I subtract all these, I need to get exactly the same number every time, because if I do get the same number, then that's going to be consistent, same change in y all the way through, and then I know that that's going to be my slope, as a matter of fact. So if I do negative 3.5, that's going to be plus 1.6, I'm going to get 2.5. Negative, and I get plus, so I get 3.5 minus 1, that's 2.5 also. This one you also get 2.5, this one you get 2.5. The differences are all the same here. So because of that, that means that this is definitely going to be linear. Okay, so it's linear, and in fact, if they ask for what the slope actually is, so let's say it said find the slope, okay, then that would actually be this number right here. The change in y, all of them are 2.5, and I mentioned that the change in x is all the way across. That's going to be equal to 1. So your m, for this case, is going to be also equal to this right here. The m is equal to 2.5.